This is an artisan loaf. So easy to make. You can bake it in one evening. Join me here on Baking Bad and I'll show you how to bake this absolutely lovely loaf. So here's what you're going to need, and it's just 5 simple ingredients. So it's 500 grams or 1 pound 1 ounce of white strong bread flour, plus a little bit more for dusting. 40 grams or 1.5 ounces of butter that's been softened. 7 grams of fast action dried yeast. 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And about 300 ml, or that's 10 3/4 fluid ounces of warm water. Right then, let's get started. So I'm going to add all the dry ingredients to the bowl. So I'm going to start with the flour. And I'm going to put the yeast and the salt in, but I'm going to put them at opposite sides of the bowl. Because if the yeast comes into contact with the salt, then it will kill it. I'm then going to put the butter. So it's nice and softened, so it might be a little bit sticky, so it's fine to use your finger. And then I'm going to transfer this, or put this on I should say, my trusty mixer, and slowly add the water as I'm using the dough hook. Okay, so now I've got this set on the mixer. I'm literally going to start the paddle going on a nice slow speed, and then I'm going to slowly start to add the water. Takes a while, but it's worth it. Right, okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. I want to try and just get it forming. If needs be, you can use a wooden spoon and just push down the side. So I'm going to stop it for a sec. We want to make sure it incorporates all the flour. Let's stop it for a second, just give it a quick mush down. Now this is a really, really simple recipe. You can make this in the evening. I have to say it is Paul Hollywood inspired. Now for anybody who doesn't know who Paul Hollywood is, he's a famous British chef, and it's worth, if you haven't watched, have a look at the Great British Bake Off, because it is a great series. Right, let's start again. Okay. And then we're going to incorporate a bit more water. You're looking for a nice stiff dough. You don't want it to be too sticky, so you might not need to add all the water. Just take your time. Okay. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Bit more water in there. There we go, that's incorporating all the dough now. So I'm going to leave that to do its need for about 5 minutes until it becomes nice and smooth. Okay, so that's going to go in the bowl. Now this bowl I've just lightly oiled with a bit of olive oil. I've now going to add my cling film over the top, which again I've just lightly oiled just so it doesn't stick to the bread. Cover it with a tea towel and put it in a dark, warm place for 45 minutes till it doubles in size. This has had 45 minutes now, and as you can see, it's doubled in size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out, and then I'm going to flour this board, and I'm going to do what's known as knock it back. Basically that means just knock all the air out of it. So a little bit of flour on the board just so it doesn't stick. And then there we go. So I'm just going to get all the air out, and then I'm going to fold it. Keep going round, folding into the middle. It's lovely and soft. And then I'm going to do something that's really satisfying, known as the slapping method. Basically, take it and slap it down. I'm going to do that 4 times. Okay, and then I'm just going to push the edges underneath just to try and create like a skin on top. Now you've got two choices now. I'm going to use this lovely artisan bowl that I've got, which I've just lightly floured. So I'm going to put it in there for its second proof. If you haven't got one of these, it's fine. Just stick it back in the bowl it was in before. Same again, cover it in a dark place, nice and warm, 45 minutes until it doubles in size. So let's have a slap in there. And I'm going to cover that and then come back to it in 45 minutes. This has had 45 minutes in a warm place under the cover. So let's have a look at it. See, that's risen beautifully. So what I've done is I've greased up a baking tray. This might not be the conventional way to do it, but it works for me. So literally I am going to put that on top, spin it over, and out pops the bread. Just that way you don't take any air out of it. So now we're just going to score it and then it's going to go in the oven. So I'm going to put a cross in this. So score that way. And I'm going to turn this round. Score the other way. And now we're ready to bake. Right, now for the fun part. You need to preheat your oven at 220 Celsius, gas mark 7 or 428 Fahrenheit, and the loaf's going to go in for 30 minutes. So there it is, an artisan loaf, baked in just one evening. So there's only one thing left for you to do. Hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up, or leave us a comment if you like, but most of all, give it a go and join us for our next video.